Hello and happy Friday. It is I, Dr. Andrea Mills with Restoration Chiropractic, and today I want to talk to you about 3 restaurants in Calabasas, actually 2 restaurants in Calabasas and 1 in Woodland Hills, who are extremely allergy friendly, so that if you or your child is on a allergy friendly diet or has food intolerances, that kind of thing, you know how to get out and eat at restaurants that are allergy friendly. I said that way too many times in a row. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Okay, so look, most of you know I'm gluten free, and for a while I was dairy free. I found eating out to be a little bit of a challenge because what will happen is restaurants have either gluten free options or dairy free options. But the menus just tend to be a little bit limited. So you can't really go wrong with ordering a protein and a vegetable, but then even then, sometimes things are cooked in butter. You have to ask what oils and fats the food is cooked in. So the 3 restaurants that I think are absolutely fantastic if you are gluten-free and in Calabasas or Woodland Hills are, number 1, Peders Fork in Calabasas, that's in Old Town. Number 2, TheSix, which is also in Calabasas in Old Town. Both of those, conveniently enough, are within walking distance of my office. And then the third one is in Woodland Hills, and it's actually the Pizza Cookery at the corner of Topanga and Irwin. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these 3 restaurants in detail, and then I encourage you to go try them out. So first of all, with Peders Fork, what I like about them is they use sustainably grown produce and protein. They try to source things locally as much as they can. And when I spoke with Gideon, the manager, what he said, really, it's not so much their kitchen that makes them allergy friendly, it's their menu structure and what they do when they design their menus. So for example, when they're designing menus, what they will do is they will say, okay, we're not going to use nuts very much because we know that people have a lot of nut intolerances. They do have, all of their baked goods are gluten-free. However, he does suggest, because they're not a certified gluten-free kitchen, that if you have celiac disease or a true major gluten issue, don't order their baked goods, even the gluten-free ones. He does say that they take very good, they do filter their oils. They do have separate areas, in the kitchen to work with stuff, but it's not a certified gluten-free kitchen. So if you do have celiac disease, you will want to be aware of that. He says you cannot go wrong when they create their protein and vegetable options. They absolutely know to make those as allergy friendly as possible. And then everything on the menu can be modified if you need it to be, and certainly the servers are aware of that. For my birthday a couple of years ago, I was both gluten-free and dairy-free. And so I walked in there, I had made my own paleo type of cupcake, and they totally let me eat it there while the rest of my family ordered their other stuff. So I find them to be very, very accommodating, and their food is absolutely fantastic. TheSix, which is just down a few doors from Peders Fork, also on Calabasas Road, they've got a great selection of menu options, and everything is labeled vegan, not vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, and they've got some phenomenal choices there. So a lot of their appetizers are both vegetarian and gluten-free. They can modify everything. I believe they've got a separate fryer for their fries, so their fries are certified gluten-free. So that's fantastic. If you can't have, if you can't even have 10 parts per million of gluten, then having that dedicated fryer is really nice because it gives you the opportunity to eat things that maybe you otherwise would not get. And they've got they're sort of like Peders Fork in that they like to, source their foods responsibly, and they've got lots of great options in terms of appetizers and entrees. And then the third one, which is actually in Woodland Hills, and this one might surprise you, is the Pizza Cookery at the corner of Topanga and Irwin. So with the Pizza Cookery, yes, it's going to be pretty carby because obviously it's pizzas and pastas, but they are a certified gluten-free kitchen. And I don't know the whole story, but there's someone that was close to the family that owns the Pizza Cookery who could not eat out in most restaurants, and so it was very difficult for them to go places, and so they decided when they opened up their restaurant to make a place that she could eat. And so they do have separate certified fryers, and they do have everything separated out with lots of gluten-free pizza options, lots of gluten-free pasta options. They even have gluten-free like breadsticks that they serve with their famous butter. So if you are avoiding all carbs, that's not going to be a good choice. But if you are gluten-free, totally safe for you to eat there. They also have vegan cheese. So if you're dairy free, they can accommodate you there as well. You can actually get eggplant parmesan. You can get the vegan cheese on your pizzas. All of that is super friendly. So those are the top 3 picks for this week for restaurants. If you have any questions or comments or other places that you want me to respond to, please leave a comment below or on the blog post that I'm going to do. You can find that blog post at Restoration Cairo, sfv.com. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's Friday afternoon. I'm looking forward to a couple of days off. Always remember, be grateful, have fun, and love lots. And if you have other information you want me to cover, please let me know. Thank you. Mwah.